So today is a big mare checking day in the barn. We're checking 5 of them because we would like to breed some of them at some point, since a couple of them decided not to get pregnant the first round. So we're starting out with Miss Earlene here. We're gonna see where she's at in her cycle and see if we can maybe breed her this week. Big E was not a fan of the sleepy shot. Nope. What are you making that face at, huh? So we let her go out of heat because we would have needed to have bred her this weekend. She was in flaming heat when we checked her at the end of last week. So it's actually good because the way she ovulated, had we ordered it and it got here on Tuesday, we would have been too late. So this gives us a chance to watch her, bring her back into heat, and perfectly time the breeding. All right, so got Earlene done, and now we got our little dancy princess here, Ginger, to see where she's at. You getting sleepy? So she's got a 3.8 on her right ovary. That's pretty close to needing some stuff. So the stallion we're breeding her to is actually stood at our clinic. So it's pretty easy to get the semen here. So if she needs it quick tomorrow, because tomorrow's a collection day, then that's not really a problem. We don't have to put it on an airplane like we normally do. So Ginger is getting bred tomorrow. Winston, you can't come in here. So now we're actually going to give her some hysterelin, which is going to make her ovulate that 3.8 centimeter follicle. And then she'll hopefully ovulate after we breed her tomorrow. And next up is Cool. Again, we are not giving Cool any drugs this cycle because when we gave her Lutalice to bring her into heat last time and last year, it seemed that her cycle just kind of shut down. And I've heard where some mares just don't respond well to giving them hormones. So we're going to just let her go through her natural cycle and try to time it with her instead of trying to make her ovulate and do it. I know your eggs are probably like dry and dusty at this point. We just need one. Just one of them. So she's coming back into heat, and last time when we brought her into heat, you know, she had a follicle, but like no edema, and like her uterus didn't look like it was going to be well receptive of like the semen, and you know, it looked like she was going to ovulate, but it just wasn't like the perfect conditions. And since we've let her go through a natural cycle, she's got like edema and looks a lot better. Hey. So that was great news for Cool, and we will check her again on Thursday and probably be breeding her over the weekend, which that's just how that goes. So number 4 is Indy, and while I love Indy's babies, we are going to try to use her as a recip this year for either Trudy or Earlene, whoever she matches up with. I do not care which one it is. So we're going to check and see just kind of where she is. So she's got multiple small follicles right now and is not currently in heat. And last but not least is Miss Trudy and Miss Shina and Miss Penelope, and she is not happy that her mama is not there to give her milk when she wants it. You are so pretty, like ridiculously. You hush. Your mama is right here. Don't give me, she's like giving me the side eye. So Trudy, we bred her a couple weeks ago, and it was like a perfect timing situation, and she didn't take, which is really frustrating. So we're gonna wait until she's in heat to do a culture just to make sure like there's nothing going on in her uterus and that she didn't have like a infection or something, but she looks clean. Nothing seems like it's wrong, but we're going to make sure that we check on that before we breed her again. But as of last week, she wasn't in heat or near heat. So we're just kind of checking to see where she is to see if she's timed up with Indy. And if she and Earlene are kind of on the same track, then we'll just kind of see who's best at the time of embryo transfer to use so that we have the best chance. So she's about the same. She's got a bunch of little follicles, nothing really over 1.5. So she and Trudy and Earlene are all kind of similar in their cycle. So we're going to go ahead and culture her because she's at the beginning of her heat cycle, so she does have some edema. So he's going to take a Q-tip and swab the inside of her uterus, take it back to the lab, and it gives us time to see if she does have anything going on in there, and it gives us time to treat it a couple times by maybe doing like a lavage, like an antibiotic flush, something like that, just to treat it before we breed her. So this is really, really good timing to do that. Got a little drool going on there. You're fine. You are not going to starve. You're okay. She just cannot stand that she doesn't have her snack cart ready to go right now. Oh, that makes it a little better though, for sure. So we just checked all 5 mares. Here's what we're doing. Ginger's getting bred tomorrow. So exciting. And then if Cool does what we think she's going to do, then she's probably going to be bred over the weekend. And then as far as Earlene and Trudy, it's probably going to be next week. And then depending on how all that goes, we will decide who we are pulling an embryo from and putting it into Indy. So how wild is it if she takes Ginger may be the first mama next year? That's kind of nuts, because if they're bred this week, then you count back 25 days. That's their due date. And if they come early, then, they come early. So if they're bred before the end of the month, their due date will be at the beginning of March. And if they come a week early, that's still the end of February. So we're not too bad on timing. We're not going to have as early of a baby as we did this year with Miss Penelope, but that's okay. So let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you enjoyed that.